And we are live with SOW Ignition episode 88. We are in the CFG Bank Arena in Baltimore, Maryland, and I have to hear this asshole's theme as soon as I come back to my extended vacation. I have a lot to say about Manny and Rey.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. For those unaware of why my partner is irritated, he is a big fan of Aaron Payne, and it's been a few weeks now, but it was a little bit ago, Manny and Rey tossed a chair into the face of Aaron Payne, leading to Aaron being unable to answer the count. That is why Manny is here tonight, wrestling for a potential opportunity at the National Heavyweight Championship.
Asshole, man. I can't stand him. And in fact, I'm a big fan of Rey this year either, for reasons where he's been messing with my guy, Aaron. But I will be rooting for him tonight because I think he deserves a championship that's much more than Manny does. Because unless something changed while I was away, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Manny Inigo does not work here.
No, we actually set up an extended partnership with ACLL, Manny being part of that, so he doesn't work here. He's just part of a partnership we have with ACLL as a company.
So he needs to stay away from our titles.
As has been made apparent by El Obrero a few weeks back, this upcoming, next month, I think, or maybe even later this month, we're going to have Ignition 90, which will be ACLL x SOW x JPW Ignition formula. It's our first double crossover shot.
We really need SOW to look strong there because we've been kind of splitting things with JPW a lot over these first couple of years, so we have a great chance to cement ourselves as the true number ones.
Well, that show, it's in the planning books. We don't have a complete card to give you quite yet, but I'm sure we'll be getting one to you relatively soon. As for tonight, I mean, the Supercharged card is pretty much set. We've got, I believe, almost every match ready to go. We have Tony Lee versus Hermes for the national title. We don't have a women's world title defense, but we do know that Eve Moreau will be facing Nephthys for the women's national title. The World Tag Team Championships, it's Death Row who sits at the top of the rankings with their win over the other ranking leader, Disruption, last week. That gives them the number one contendership. So they will be the ones facing the Destin Saviors, attempting to win back their titles that they lost some time ago. Kaito Meiji and Death Panther had a third match set up. They are currently 1-0-1 in Kaito's favor. We, of course, have Ryan Richardson having won the number one contendership in an emphatic victory last week over Ali Nagadomi. We'll be taking on Byron Mitchell. And there is the 8-cylinder eliminator to top off the show. All we're waiting on is the Women's World Championship and who is going to be challenging for that at Supercharged.
I mean, of course, I missed so much, but I'm super excited to be back in time for Supercharged, one of our biggest shows of the year. And, the build to world record will begin this weekend.
Yeah, Supercharged is the very start. I've been a little bit talking about how we're close to the road to world record. And Supercharged is the official start. 8-cylinder eliminator sets who will be challenging for the women's world title in the main event of world record, the second main event.
Also, is Rey already bleeding? Oh, and now he's not going to have any kids in the near future.
Yeah, Manny, just very consistent with busting our wrestlers open here. He may not win all of his matches, but he sure likes to beat across the wrestler's skin.
And I feel like that should be a a point of contention between SOW and ACLL, and maybe something they should talk about. I mean, this man is a health risk for our top talent that he's been in the ring with. I mean, and while Aaron and Ray, have been the big one for the national championship lately, both of them are previous challengers for the world title.
That is true. The only thing I will say is that Manny does this in ACLL too, so I don't think they care. I'm pretty sure that for them this is not necessarily they don't care that somebody's injured, but like bleeding is just
now
a
he's
regular
doing
occurrence.
the same things he did to Aaron out here on the outside, but thankfully Ray gets back in the ring. Manny really likes those SOW rules, it seems, where you can use weapons. And now look at this! Look at this asshole!
Ooh, nice counter from Ray.
I mean, there's not many people who have been booed louder than Manny Indigo has these last few weeks from what I've seen in SOW history. The only person with real comparative boos would probably be a Quinn before everyone finally realized that I was right about her all along, and now they love her.
Zukia?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just had to. I was trying to clarify.
Well, Manny almost got this. Come on, referee! Come on! This man's getting away with literal murder of future generations of the Rey Guerra.
Oh, Jesus, the cheers for Ray there.
They want to see Ray beat this man's ass, and I'm right there with the SOW faithful in that one.
Manny, at this point, Manny, I think is doing a unfortunately solid job of holding off the offense of El Rey de Guerra.
I'll let you be the one to give this man his flower because I don't want to. But Ray pops right back to his feet.
It's Ray has been trying to mount a strong offensive structure, and Manny has done a admittedly excellent job of blocking it off. Here Ray is with a solid hold, but Manny, once again, reversal, and now into a headlock, rolls through. Ray manages to break free, and now they're going blow for blow.
And this did not work out well for Aaron a couple weeks ago.
No,
on the outside.
Manny pulled out a chair and threw it into Aaron's face. I don't think Aaron saw it. No, he has genuinely not been back to the building.
Look at this submission hold.
Got the arm trapped, wrenching at the neck. The pressure there is incredibly intensified, especially with the extra leverage that you have by holding the arm in place. It's not just a twist to the arm or neck, it's also a twist to the body as well. Obviously, Ray able to get free, hits a beautiful drop kick to the head, and now a hold of his own, utilizing the leg to force an additional stretch. You can also see his leg between the armpit as he drags at the arm, or as he dragged at the arm, the hold broken while I was describing it.
Now he's starting to land those drop kicks that Manny was blocking earlier. Ray to the top!
Knees dropped right and square in the center of the chest. Manny unable to respond, stayed on the mat. Now Ray, bulldog off the ropes. He's not done. Manny trying to fight back, trying to escape, goes for the kendo stick. And Ray catches him, drops him face first with Art Thegeta. Goes for the cover, 1, 2, got it!
Let's go! Big victory for Ray, big victory for SOW. Finally some justice against Manny and Rey.
Well, it's time for the final face-to-face that we have scheduled ahead of Supercharged. This is a big one, I feel. We might get that title back, because Ryan last week showed us exactly what made him champion to begin with. I'm feeling like the Paradise is in trouble come Supercharged.
For the first real time since they've kind of taken this vice grip they've had over SOW this year, this definitely feels like the first real chance. I mean, that's not to discredit the other men who challenged Byron Mitchell. No discredit to Maito or Caster, but I mean, it's Ryan Richardson. If there's anyone who has a realistic chance of taking this championship back right here, right now, on this Saturday, it's gonna be him.
I could not agree more. Of course, there is always concern when you step into the ring with a man who calls himself the devil. His decisions, his mindset, and his ring sense are unpredictable.
He is far from the Ryan Mitchell we met at the start of the season.
Man, it's just, you're just saying nothing but true shit today.
I've been just keeping all these notes away in my brain for the last 3.5 weeks I've been away.
Hard emphasis on that champ. Oh. Not an angle I was expecting Ryan Richardson to take.
Not one that's incorrect either.
He did. It's not untrue. The refs did stop that match. There was no verbal or physical submission, nor was there a pinfall. But I sure didn't expect to hear this kind of conversation coming or starting with Ryan. Usually, like he's saying right now, if he loses a match, whether he thinks it was a fair loss or not, he just moves on.
What he thinks about that loss and the fact that look how long it's taken him to work back up to getting his rematch.
It has taken quite a while. That is the effect of the national title. There is no rematch clause if you cash it in and win the belt. One of the few ways the rematch clause can be avoided. Another one, of course, is to win the Grand Prix and win the belt off of that. Oh, so that's the angle he's taking. Confident in his abilities, believes that he would not have lost to Byron were it not for ref stoppage. Not because, not because of any kind of weakness of Byron's, but because of Ryan's own personal strength, is my assumption of where he's going.
It looks like he's saying no ref stoppage. Oh!
Oh, that is an interesting challenge for sure. Oh, and then Byron shoots it down. He is the champion. I guess he has that right. But... no surrender? So it's, wait, a pinfall only cage match. Is that what he's suggesting? I mean, I guess that's similar to Last Man Standing. We're going to have to gather our thoughts about that match as we get ready for the next one.
For sure.
You know me, I'm always a sucker for the Journeymen. But I do think I can't get too sucked into this banger-ass entrance theme because we do need to talk a little bit about this so-called, one moment, Gates of Hell match. Well, what do you think of that?
I mean, I'm intrigued. I get why Ryan asked for Last Man Standing. I think that would have been a great way to settle things between them. But, you know, the more I think on it, I think I like Byron's idea a little more, simply because Ryan's whole point was, look, I'm not arguing with the result that you didn't pin me. Well, he wouldn't pin him in Last Man Standing either. But now, if Byron beats Ryan at Supercharged's Gates of Hell match, it has to be pinfall. So that would put that to bed. On the flip side, if Ryan wins the belt, it has to be via pinfall, and there's no argument between who's better between the two of them either.
Yeah, I think this is, it's a clearly, I don't want to say strategic, but intentional choice from the champion to set up a match in which his only manner of victory is pinfall, when his main finishing move has been that Dragon Sleeper hold his entire time here in SOW. Like, taking people out, choking them out has been his go-to even before this turn to the dark side. And he's basically taken that weapon out of his repertoire. I guess you could argue he could choke Ryan out and then pin him. But, like, it's just not the same.
Not
you know,
at all.
it's like the weapon is far weaker when the ref can't just stop the match.
Yeah. So now on the flip side of things, to talk about the teams we have in the ring right here. So before I went on vacation, it looked like Disruption was damn near unbeatable. And now, how fast things can change in the world of SOW, because now they look possibly weaker than they ever have. They have lost match after match after match throughout March, and now they're looking to hopefully start April with changing their fortune a bit here up against the Journeymen. But if you're the Journeymen, you're thinking this might be an easy W, because Caster and company Hyperdrive kind of zapped Disruption's confidence away.
Yeah, Caster tore Kerry Korea apart at the end of that match. Like, Kerry probably feels he could have tagged sooner and avoided the situation entirely. But at the end of that match, Caster didn't let Kerry move an inch. Every time Kerry broke out of a hold, Caster had him in the noodle. And in the end, Kerry had no choice but to tap out. After that, the Saviors managed to retain their tag titles, and then Death Row prevented Disruption from getting the win that would give them a second shot at said tag titles. So they're
Kerry also failed to win the TV title, and Steve's lost a couple matches too, I believe.
Yes, indeed. It's been a rough lot for Disruption as a whole as of late. You've got to be wondering right now, how do you bounce back? How do you pull back your momentum, your fortune, when you're up against a World Tag Champion level team like the Journeymen were the WWSL World Tag Team Champions for quite some time. In fact, they were the men, I believe I've stated this many times at this point, who ended the WWSL Tag Title reign of the Destined Saviors back in 2024. They're not the last team to have beaten the Destined Saviors, of course. That would be Meat, who defeated them in the Autumn World Tag 500. Or, sorry, the Spring World Tag 500, 2025. But they're the last men to beat the Destined Saviors while the Saviors were holding titles.
Yeah, the Saviors have felt damn near unbeatable since becoming tag team champions. We'll have to see if Death Row can find, I mean, weird saying this about any members of Paradise, dig deep and find a way back to championship gold against them. But now Disruption suddenly on the outside looking in, and you know that's not where they wanted to be with how they started 2026 and Season 3 as a whole. But shows you have to stay at the top of SOW. You truly have to be the best of the best. Just being at your best isn't good enough. It won't keep you there long enough for it to matter.
That's absolutely true. You've got to be at the top of your game at all times if you want an opportunity here in SOW.
And this isn't to discredit Disruption's earlier success. It just shows you that reality checks come at you faster in SOW than maybe other wrestling promotions out there.
Everybody at SOW is considered one of the best in the world. The only arguments you can make outside of that is possibly for the dojo talent and the fresh talent that we have, who are our SOW originals, but even they are among the best rookies in the world. I mean,
There's a reason, you know, we have to point this out, and this is just my opinion, of course. This does not reflect the opinions of SOW management or board of directors. There's a reason why ACLL and JPW have formed alliances with SOW instead of just being competitors, because we were stealing their best talent.
I mean, absolutely. As I was about to say, if you take a look at, in regard to SOW having the best rookies, Pierce Larson had probably the greatest rookie performance of any rookie in the Global Junior Scramble in history. No rookie, no young lion has come into that scramble and come out with 2 wins. But Pierce Larson was able to do it. And from what I hear, he's been making a lot of headway in their junior division. And if anything, we might be seeing potentially him again here in an SOW ring, challenging our own Hermes Rhapsodies for that WWSL junior title at some point, presuming Hermes continues to retain.
That'd be actually probably pretty exciting for as long as it takes place in SOW TV, like you said.
It's very possible. Of course, that will require Hermes to maintain his hold of that title. There's no guarantees of that. I mean, he's definitely going to be defending it at Formula. I don't know if it'll be against an ACLL or JPW talent, but he will be defending that junior title. That is one thing I have been told for sure. I also would imagine our television championship will be defended on that show, but you never know for sure. Not until there's confirmation.
Yep, and still just slightly too far out. We have to get through Supercharged first and make sure everyone's healthy and clear to go from that.
Absolutely.
Giant the Swinger!
There you go. We haven't heard that call in a while. Not even just because you haven't been here. Not a lot of people who are in SOW actually use that move. It's a very JPW move. And
Yes,
only
it is.
Doe uses it. Tosses Terry H. Odyssey out of the ring. Nathan Fisk notably taking most of the match time here for Disruption.
I wonder if Carrie still, I mean, it's been a few weeks now, but, I mean, Carrie might still not be 100%.
It's either that or they realize they've been relying on Carrie to handle the majority of the match finishes. And that's what cost them potentially at Hyperdrive and cost them the titles. Maybe Nathan's trying to take up more of the match time to let Carrie stay undamaged. Oh my God, he was going for the crossfire bomb. If he had landed that, this match could have come near to a close. They were in Disruption's corner. Their cut play could have taken place. But that was a very dangerous position for Nathan Fisk to be in. Thankfully, he was able to power free. Speaking of power free, god damn, just tank that chop, then get caught with an Oklahoma stampede, but survives it. And Kerry, I don't know if you saw on the apron, was calling for a tag. Oh my god, he returns the favor with a power slam! Almost gets the 3.
Successful cutoff there, by the way, by Kerry, even that led to a kick out.
Oh my god, oh my god! Double holds from the Journeyman, is this it? No!
Oh!
Great placement, great pacing by the Journeyman. But Nathan Fisk manages to keep the match alive for Disruption. Oh my god, they're just slamming each other back and forth here. Nathan seems like he wasn't done with Terry. But obviously the legal man now is Isaiah Lawrence.
Oh! Right.
Oh!
Oh! Straight to the kidneys.
Nathan Fisk is really handling himself in this match. Looks like he might finally be thinking tag, and yep, there it is. Sets him in the corner. Oh, and the block. Perry sends him to the other corner. Delivers the high knees. Picks him up, but gets countered. Follows up, elbows, ends it with a rolling lariat. Comes off the ropes, lariat, cover. Terry, way too close. Nathan could not have made that in time, but it doesn't matter as Disruption almost stayed on top. Oh my god, Isaiah Lawrence! Perry Carrillo breaks it up, obviously not the legal man, so it wasn't going to result in a submission either way, but...
Oh, did he just bait them into using their last cut play?
I think he did. I'd say that was either the 3rd or the 4th, I'm not 100% sure on which. Oh, small package! That's the 4th! Terry was ready to do the cutoff, but the, oh my god! Oh my god, sharpshooter!
On the Carry!
And the crossfire bomb on Nathan! Can Carry hold out until he gets to the ropes? Oh, he does!
Wow.
And Isaiah lets the hold go at the last moment as he realized that he was not going to get the tap out. Instead, he tried to make it for a tag. Kerry did not want to let him tag, trying to cut him off here. Rolling elbow, lands
and wins the
flush.
exchange. Great follow-up by Kerry, but can he take full advantage? For sure, now the Journeyman must be out of cut play, so a big move here. Disruption should have at least one extra.
There's the backdrop. Picks him up. Is Kerry thinking he's going to finish this? No! Counter from Isaiah. Isaiah now not going for the tag. He was earlier. Oh, small package, but it's not going to work. Nathan says he's loco for trying it. Oh my god, what a bomb! But
That's not easy to do.
But not the legal man. Big boat from Kerry Correa. Death Angle! There's no cut play left! And that's it!
Okay. Well, just like that, Disrupted back in the win column, and that was an impressive victory. Their strategy worked damn near flawlessly in that one.
Yeah, they are gonna be, once again, tough to beat. Well, Moment for Life and the House of Troubles as a whole have been making a bit of a comeback as of late. Moment for Life wrestled Meat to a time limit draw. Aaliyah Pope scored a crazy win last Saturday over Charlie Scene. Let's see if ZC can continue that momentum, he's got a tough-ass opponent, though, here tonight.
Yeah, but so did Aaliyah.
That's true. I mean, hearing you say that's shocking, but it is very true. Charlie Sheen has been an incredible competitor as of late.
Believe it or not, I can sometimes be subjective.
To be objective?
Yes.
Okay. The subjective, I think, is the norm.
Yes, I definitely got that mixed up.
No problem. No worries. You know, we all know what you meant. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, that's fine. But, you know, Caster is a completely different league of an opponent than Charlie Sheen. Don't get that twisted.
Yeah, I
feel like if Aaliyah had to beat Kaito.
I would make a statement on the contrary to a degree. I don't want to get killed by Caster. I would compare him more to a Dia Keaton. I mean, I guess the technical skill is Aiko, but I don't know. I feel like the presence of Aiko is not as terrifying as the presence of Dia. Just like the presence of, say, Ryan Richardson is not as terrifying as the presence of Caster Lee.
Good save, because he would have killed you for that.
Yeah, like I had to clarify at the beginning that I know that this is gonna sound bad. But like, to say something that will get me killed, you do gotta keep in mind, Caster hasn't actually held the world championship. Neither has Dia. Two people who we very well thought would have held it by now. There's got to be something. Yeah, there's got to be something missing that both of them need to find, because they're finding themselves in weird situations that I wouldn't have expected a year ago.
You know, I think a lot of it kind of goes back to what I was saying during our tag matches. I think that's just the beast that is SOW.
Yeah,
like, Caster and Dia both have shown that they can be beaten. They've had great success. I mean, Caster more successful than Dia. He has held championship gold, but he never has held the world title, as you were saying. So it's like, you get me really, really, really good for a really long time, but then if you choose the world championship match to be your off night, all that good goes straight out the window.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that as far as I know, Caster has had one world championship match.
And it was this year.
Yeah, it was the match against Byron Mitchell at Shakedown. The very first time Caster challenged for that title. And Byron won. It kind of led to a bit of an off season for Caster that I'm not sure if he's fully recovered from yet.
No, I think he fully went in that match, assuming his previous success was going to win him the championship. And it wasn't enough. And that's why you can't build yourself too much up on what you've done in the past, because everyone else around you is constantly evolving to their new best. So if you can't match that, you're not going to win.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say it any better than that.
I think that's the third time I've got you to say that tonight. I'm on a roll, baby! I'm on a roll! I'm back!
Right now, Caster and ZC Woods are having a bit of a back forth. Caster's throwing him to the outside twice now. Almost like he's looking for a bit of a break in between these hits.
I think a possible weakness for Caster, if you look at his SOW time as a whole, I think he stayed playing around in the national division a little too long.
Probably should have cashed that in and gotten the title shot against Hermes when he had that opportunity. Or maybe not Hermes. I think it would have been Ali at the time when he had 6 wins. So he could have No, because the rule set hadn't changed until after Casper's title reign to become the 3-month rule set. So he would have been just shy of 6 months when Herman's lost the belt. So his options would have been cashing in against Ali, I think. Because by the time he had lost the title himself, Ali was still the champion. And they would then go on to lose it to Ryan. Basically, TLDR here, Caster's first true opportunity was as soon as he hit his 6 defenses, he could have cashed in and tried to take back the belt for SOW from Ali Nagadomi. And we don't know how that match would have gone, because I don't think they've ever wrestled.
I don't think so. Have they had an exhibition maybe on Overclock?
I don't believe so. I believe they've literally never met in the SOW ring. Because Ali wasn't there for the Grand Prix.
That's true. So, you know, maybe that could be something that happens this year, this season.
It's always possible. There's that power slam that Caster manages to kick out.
I mean, there's not a ton of dream matches left in pro wrestling, but Caster Nagadomi probably has to be on that list.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I say this aloud, but there's actually somebody else that I don't think Caster has ever wrestled. One that might be a little more surprising.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think Caster's ever wrestled Herman's.
Didn't they completely avoid each other in that initial tournament?
Yeah, they were in opposite brackets and Caster didn't make the finals. It was ZC Woods who made the finals of that bracket Caster was in. Man, he's wrestling right now. Which we know for a fact this is not the first match that these two had, because they had one in the Grand Prix. But I don't know if they've wrestled since then. This could be, and I want to point out, it was ZC Woods who was the only man who defeated Caster in the original Grand Prix. El Rey de Guerra wrestled Caster to a draw, but did not beat him. ZC Woods won. I believe that was the only meeting these two have had, so as it stands, ZC Woods has a 1-0 record over Caster.
You know that turns that man up.
Absolutely massive Uranagi into the cover. Oh, Caster kicks out. That's a move ZC Woods did not have in his repertoire. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Back to back! I was gonna say that's a move ZC Woods did not have in his repertoire when he wrestled Caster originally. Seems Caster already has it scouted in his head.
He had till 5 referee, but he let go early anyway.
Just flips him into a new submission position. This time it's the legs that ZC Woods uses to grab the ropes.
So kind of seeing what Caster did to Carey here, where he was going for back-to-back submission holds, but now ZC Woods counters again to try and take control back of this match.
Yeah, trying to keep the momentum on his own side. He doesn't want to lose it to Caster.
Nope.
The more momentum you lose to Caster, the worse a time you're going to end up having. Series of chops to the throat. And one to the chest.
Big senton, and now deadlift! German! Are you kidding? Caster leaked in crazy power.
Yeah, it never ceases to amaze how much strength the Emperor can pull out when he needs it. I mean, he's a very technical fighter, so you don't normally expect Oh, here we go. He's getting it lined up. Hydrangea locked in. But, oh my God, Woods gets to the ropes. Caster lets the hold go before the ropes do the break. I think he was thinking, I'm going to put pressure back on this man and put him back in position. But Woods is able to fight back. Caster sends him to the corner.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
The headbutt from the Samoan.
Him.
Oh, Caster
okay.
slips away. I think Woods was expecting him to stand up a little dazed, but Caster had his wits about him. Was able to move out of the way. Journeymen, another, and a third for the hold. 2, not quite the 3.
What a match these two are treating us to here on SOW Ignition. The faithful in Baltimore losing their minds over this match.
Caster countering ZZ Woods' attempts to pull him. Woods lands a nice headlock here. And Caster with that deep Russian leg sweep.
Oh.
Follows it up, half grab.
Very smooth transition to the half crab at that.
Woods doesn't quite get the ropes, but he does, at least not at first. He does manage to just barely touch them. But now Caster, power bomb! And are we gonna see a symphony? No, Woods gets up!
Oh, now ZC Woods!
Oh my gosh, swing up power slam! And he's not finished, sends Caster to the corner, elbow, and tosses him towards the center, but he's not going for the cover yet. Instead, he's going to try to choke Caster out a bit more. I don't know if he's trying to go for a win with the choke out. So as I said, I don't think that's going to work out for him.
Not unless hell freezes over first.
Oh, wait a minute. DDT, smooth as can be. Picks him up, but Caster steps back. And sets him up in the corner again. Puts him up top. Caster with the headbutt this time. And he doesn't even try to go for a top rope move. He knows better. He just gets down, lands a nice safe senton. And now he's stomping on the foot, holding the other ankle, twisting at it. Caster's been very mindful of the ropes. He lets go once they're there to drag Woods away so the break doesn't force him to move away from Woods, and then gets back into another hold. This time managing to block the arm from getting the ropes at all. Oh, spine buster! And Woods has Caster set in the middle, goes back to the choke. Almost like he's trying to wear Caster down as he sets up for something. It's hard to know what specifically Woods is thinking at this moment. We've seen that Uranagi of his get kicked out of twice. I'm not sure if he's going to try to go for it again. Oh, here we are. Power bomb deep into the ropes, though, is the problem. And Caster feeling it's not enough. Picks his opponent up, but ZC Woods still conscious here. Sends Caster to the corner. Wait a minute. Sets him in the center.
For it. Oh my.
He's lined
Caster's
up.
Trouble.
Caster gets to his feet and is cut in half by the spear. There's no shot, right? Oh my God!
He got it. Wow.
Lined it up flawlessly went right through him and got the 3. That makes him 2-0. Well, Hikari has given herself a #1 contendership match set up tonight because she says she had no real viable opponents. So she's just going to make 3 women fight each other to try and earn a shot. Cocky words from our women's world champion, and I can't say I'm surprised given she joined the Paradise.
Cockiness is, unfortunately, deserved.
She did be that good. It's really hard to argue that statistic. As much as I want to shit on her and say she doesn't deserve the title, I mean, she literally earned it. But there is something here that gives us a little hope for the future. I was being specifically. I'm a news specific guy. That's my goal.
Always have been. Yep.
She's just so cool. Like, I mean, you're trained by Ryan Richardson, right? And Kaito Meiji as well, both of them. It's really hard to not, right?
True. I'll give you that.
One of the most, I want to say, not successful, but promising, there we go, the most promising talents we have on the SOW roster for the future of the women's division. And we can see that future start tonight. Of course, we have some hard opponents to get through. Maria Ramirez for one, and then this oddity who joined us from JTW. It's the Broken Doll, one half of the Shogun, Ayala Hanazona. I don't think we've ever heard her talk, but she has been effective, to say the least.
Very interesting array of potential challengers here for Hikari.
Well, we've got
most of the, I imagine the 8-cylinder competitors were ineligible.
I don't know. Maybe. I think she just picked 3. 3 who were close to the top of the charts. Of course, for Ayama and Maria. No, not in her division. I was going to say, Ayama and Maria both only have had 1 singles match each this season. Whereas Nishi was, of course, in the Grand Prix and did pretty well over.
That Grand Prix was hella competitive this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a reason that even though Aaliyah was able to beat Charlie, she went 0-6 in the Grand Prix itself. Because every single opponent you could have had in that tournament was a nightmare opponent.
Yep.
And Aaliyah almost won a lot of those matches.
obviously, I think you have a favorite for this match, but if you had to pick one of the other two competitors to win it, who do you think would have the edge over Hikari specifically?
Ayama. She's the only one here as a former world champion, specifically in JTW, which is the rival promotion of World. If I had to pick either of these two, Ayama is the logical choice. Obviously, my favorite, as we all know, is Kazumi. Yeah,
Do you think Kazumi is in a position where she's ready to take that belt off Hikari if she earns an opportunity?
I think Kazumi could always be in that position. I mean, she would have time, work with Aiko, maybe build herself back up, find a strategy that'll work, but Kazumi's the kind of wrestler that I think could explode into exceptional success overnight. She just needs that opportunity to really shine. Her options from title matches so far, one was Aiko, the next was Bia. They haven't been the easiest.
Most would probably argue
sorry, one was Bia, the next was Aiko.
And she had Bia without the jurisdiction.
Yeah. Yeah, Bia had to beat her twice. Or twice, I should say, she had beat Bia twice, and she wasn't quite able to do it. Bia was able to get the 2 wins. I'm saying this like it was best of 3. It was technically an Iron Man. There were only 3 calls in that. So. It was a tough match, to say the least.
That makes Maria the wild card of this match.
I would agree, yeah. Maria is the one I'm not quite sure on as a whole. Like, I don't really know what to think of Maria in this match. I'm not sure, could she beat Hikari? Would she even be somebody I'd want to beat Hikari? Those are 2 questions I'd have to ask myself. And I'm just not sure if the answer to either of these is yes.
I mean, she has kept herself fairly busy in the tag division.
Yes, she has, especially with her partner.
The part, no one really able to take control of this one.
Yeah, not at all. It's been pretty back and forth the whole time between all of the competitors. And I'm honestly not sure who could at the moment. Like,
there's no clear favorite. They're all just doing moves to each other.
They're all in pretty good positions overall.
There's a bit of history between Maria and Nishi, though, going back to that first season of SOW, where, of course, Maria very famously aligned with Bia Quinn in the jurisdiction for a moment, and a lot of those members Nishi was fighting with for most of the year.
Oh, yeah, and don't forget that it was Nishi and Aiko alongside Kazumi, and I believe Nishi, Aiko, Kazumi, I'm blanking on who their fourth member was, but it was that Jurisdiction versus Daiki. It was the Jurisdiction versus SOW, and it was Nishi, Aiko, Kimiko, and Daya, who actually did defeat the Jurisdiction, and that kind of led to the death of the Jurisdiction right after. Oh, backdrop! Maria breaks it up at the last second.
She was waiting for her moment.
And that backdrop is a rare but powerful finish for Ayama. It was her main finish back in the day before this whole broken dog. Oh my god. Sometimes you just gotta sit back and think about what just happened.
Yeah, that was an insane sequence. This resulted in a submission hold being applied on the outside. That's letting Ayama heal, though, recover a bit. And I don't know if that's a good idea, but... And now, oh my god! A knockout blow from Maria Ramirez! Takes Kazumi down, and she's following up, applying more pain. But that is leaving Ayama in a fantastic position to recover. For a brief moment, a singles match took place on the outside.
For a moment, and remember, this is a triple threat. There is no DQ here. So that chair, perfectly legal.
And she was smart to take it in and try and hit both women with it. And we're trying to see, oh my god, another one! And I got a picture right up again!
Yeah, Ayama's not letting Kazumi capitalize at all.
Give credit to Maria as well for taking those knee strikes and recovering even after being picked up.
It's been pretty well going for Maria in terms of keeping up with her opponents.
Oh my god! Well, as this match is kind of going on, it's kind of coming into a Kazumi showcase here. It's just that the other two women keep picking the other up whenever Kazumi's taking them down.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, they're clearly not wanting to let Kazumi, at least at the moment, get even close to a victory. Because they don't want, I mean, obviously they don't want somebody other than themselves winning.
Big counter there once again. Maria stunned. And all she could do was watch as Kazumi earns a shot at Supercharged.
Now that is what I like to see. Hell yeah.
And Maria's pissed at Ayama.
She's like, how dare you lose? Well, with that, it is time for tonight's main event. Shining, kind of feeling like they've got some momentum behind them with with Kazumi getting the world title opportunity now at Supercharged. This is her second time getting a world title shot at Supercharged. The last time she was facing also the Grand Prix winner, Aiko, at that time. Now she will be facing the woman who defeated Aiko in Hikari Muramasa. She's got a hell of a challenge ahead of her. We'll see if she can pull it out. In the meantime, Bia and Aiko on a bit of a back foot, having lost via a small package to the Classics. And they've got Charlie and Nephthys as their opponents. What are your thoughts?
And well, first off, it has just been way too long since I've laid my eyes on Bia Quinn, so it's great to see her again. Best talent on the roster. And then this team right here might be two of my least favorite people, not only in SOW, but in all professional wrestling.
Yeah,
So, Yeah, that's a statement. That is a heavy, heavy mark. That's where my emotions lie. I hate the fact that these two are focused. I hate the fact that these two are found success as a team, and I am hoping for nothing more than the quickest ass whooping Shine will ever put on the bangers, because no matter how hard Charlie's team tries and tries and tries to make the bangers into a better version of Shining or the Jurisdiction, she will fail. She always does. Tonight will be no different. And that's what I have to say about that.
Well, I can't say I'm remotely surprised by anything you said. I think that was all 100% on point and in character. For you. As for me, I mean, I don't really have a direct, from just an analytical standpoint, preference for either of these teams. I think both of them have seen enough success that either one could make it to the World Tag 500 Finals. However, from a personal standpoint, I think it's pretty obvious that I prefer the team of Aiko and Rhea because Aiko's on.
And we've reached a point where, because Aiko and Rhea are teaming, we're always going to be rooting for them at the same time, which is something neither of us thought would ever fucking happen.
No, I 100% thought I would not be rooting for Rhea Quinn 99% of matches. Now, I don't know if there will be an opportunity where I won't be rooting for her for some time to come, at least. I mean, there may be the 8-cylinder, but I mean, I don't know who I'll be for that, so it's hard to say at all. She could be the only option that I can't see.
Yeah, it's too early to say that match. Of course, the competitors aren't drawn, I believe, until they come out for the match, right?
Yeah, there's no advance notice. It's the same as the final 20. We have no clue for the most part who's going to be in it. It's a surprise for everybody.
I guess now we just know for sure that Cosme will not be in it because she'll now be competing for the Women's World Championship that night. Or could she draw for both?
I do not believe that if you have a world title match, you are allowed in. It's the same rule for the Final 20 circuit. If you have a title match on the night, you are not allowed into the Final 20.
Where Bea Quinn and Nephthys, no strangers to each other, had a pretty well-documented feud last year, as Bea went on a very anti-glory rampage, which turned out to just be her trying to goad Hera into a match against her, which she got and won.
Well, it was a huge win for Bea. And even if it didn't turn out around into immediate success, I mean, it's a dream match that she had always wanted to have. And not only did she get to have it, she got to win it. And she essentially got to be the woman to retire Hera, because Hera is back in retirement.
And that seemingly has set Nephthys over the edge and has resulted in her... I mean, I was never a fan of her because she opposed Bea so heavily, but from an objective standpoint, not a subjective standpoint, like I said earlier in the night, Nephthys was pretty well liked by the SOW faithful in a lot of the locker room, but all this attention that Bea got and the praise that Bea got for that match against Hera, as that all kind of went down, Nephthys just became a different person. And maybe in reality it was who Nephthys was always actually like as a person, but once she turned on Aiko, the way that she did, that was a wrap for her in terms of being liked by anyone in SOW at all.
Oh, absolutely.
Except for that's now Charlie.
I mean, Charlie just seems to attach herself to anybody who is potential to further her career. That's where I think Charlie's at. This is a potential partner that she didn't really have many options prior outside of that. I mean, potentially could have joined the Paradise, but I don't think she'd want to do that given she had her own stable that she was the leader of and is still the leader of, as far as I know.
Yeah, and you know, I just don't like those two together. I don't like it. I mean, it's like the opposite of how I feel about Bia and Aiko. And when they came out, once we let the surprise kind of settle in, it was like, man, this is a dream tag team. I see Charlie and Nephthys, and I don't get those thoughts at all. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. I'm like, man, I wish these two weren't a tag team.
Yeah, I get that. I get that for sure.
You know, we are approaching the Spring Grand Prix, which means we'll be our World Tag 500, I mean, and we'll be crowning our first women's tag team champions. This match could have really significant ramifications on what happens if they meet up a second time in that tournament, assuming both teams make the cutoff. Oh my God! Yes!
Oh
yes!
my God! An
yes!
SOW special from Aiko and Bia.
The greatest SOW special of all time has graced our screens. What a moment in history that's never happened before, but it's been so long since I've commentated SOW, it's as good as the first time.
Now it seems that it's the Bangers who are starting to take control of things in this match. Nephthys is getting her hands on Aiko a bit, but Aiko firing back with these uppercuts. Oh, wait a minute, Meteora! Wow! Okay, I didn't even get to get the one out. Ooh. That was a combination of blows from Nephthys. Sends Aiko to the ropes. Pass. Oh! Hurricane Rana wasn't able to get more than a one either. Nephthys trying to put on the pain, but Aiko catches her. Connor lacking. And now the STF locked in. Nephthys breaks the grip. Aiko lifts, slips behind. Nephthys fights her way free, tags in Charlie. Charlie didn't look too happy about taking the tag. But I guess since Aiko is... Oh! Quick counter! Still just a one.
Charlie at risk of getting suplexed again by Kimura Aiko.
Immediately throws her up. Says, nope. No, you're not doing it where I can get pinned. And counter into an arm bar. You can see the concern on her face anytime Aiko slips anywhere near the back.
Oh, there goes the light tube.
There was an attempt at the setup by Charlie, but it did not go the way she was hoping. Charges Aiko down there. Solid counter. Attempts to jab the face again, but Aiko was able to block. However, Charlie still caught her with that hammerlock DDT. Now backslide. Bia not allowing a roll-up sudden fall to happen again.
My girl. You know ball.
And she got caught by it against the Classics, and she was not going to watch Aiko get caught in the same way.
A big strike exchange here. Will you imagine the later stages of this tag team match main event?
Oh, man. Oh! Beautiful jumping uppercut. Goes right for the arm. Charlie fights back a series of kicks, and she's had enough of dealing with Aiko's tags back in Nephthys. 20 minutes into this 30-minute main event. Nephthys had Aiko, she said caught. Aiko shoved her off right as I started that sentence. Oh my God, what a back body drop.
The air that Nephthys just got, she could not be happy about.
No, that has to be stinging in the back pretty hard. Oh, Aiko slipped behind.
I thought she was thinking rolling suplex.
I mean, I think everybody thought that the moment they saw her slip back there. Nephthys, however, probably breathing a sigh of relief that there was no suplex to be found.
That time there was going to be one, but Nephthys actually pulls off the counter. At least temporarily. It's been a minute since we've seen Bia get tagged in. I wonder if the tag is in Aiko's head at all. Well, suplex is our first. And Nephthys is up first.
And keeping up the pressure. Aiko hasn't really even had a great opportunity for a tag. Meteora. They've been doing a pretty solid job of keeping the pressure on her. Oh! Huge kick to the side of the head, followed by a drop kick right to the chin. There's a reversal, goes for a drop kick. Aiko avoids it and gets the tag. Big glowing suplex. And now Bia
to the top.
Meteora of her own from the top goes for the 3, but no.
Are the bangers out of cut play? Well, I guess Shiny could be up now.
Could be.
Aiko did come in.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no, they're not.
And there's a cutoff. The bangers saved the cut play for their own pinfall.
Another suplex, by the way.
Another one. Nephthys is. Oh, what a neck breaker! Bia trying to stop Nephthys from getting the tag. But Nephthys kicks out the legs. The high kick. Not tagging though. Oh, never mind. There's. Bia saw the tag and immediately targeted Charlie.
Nephthys still in the ring, gets kicked back, and now forced to leave by the referee. We could talk for hours about Clifton between these two. I mean, there's so much.
Yeah, it was Bia who trained Charlie here, and it seems the bangers actually did have the last cut play. Oh my God!
Now wait a minute.
Oh, the gory crusher! And Charlie looking to take advantage of the damage Nephthys just dealt. Bia's fighting back, but that's a lot of hurt that she just had put on her. Bia's fighting back, but she can't get past Charlie. She's trying.
She wants a tag, understandably so.
Oh my God, how many cut plays were the bangers holding on to?
Oh, no.
Double clothesline! Drop kick to the chin. Both women down. Charlie gets up first. Comes off the ropes, drops the leg.
Dude.
And now, oh wait! Bitchmaker from Charlie!
No!
One! Oh my God!
Well, I'm going on a month-long vacation. I'll see you guys in about a month because I might be sick.
Holy! I don't know what to say about that. That was, it almost, everything I could say is going to sound complimentary, but I'm flabbergasted at how well set up that finish was by Charlie and Nephthys. It was clear what their game plan was the moment it started. The moment she started the setup for that bitchmaker, it became very clear why they did everything they were doing, why they saved so many cut plays for the end of that match. They were targeting Bia. They weren't worried about Aiko. They weren't using cut plays while Aiko was in the ring because they knew that they needed to target Bia specifically for their game plan. A bitchmaker on Aiko, as we know, likely she would have kicked out. But Bia's not used to having her moves stolen, right? Like it's just, that's something that doesn't happen. So as it stands, I hate to say it, but I think that was a plan perfectly executed by the Bangers against Shining, and it's something that Aiko and Bia are gonna have to talk through because now they're in danger of not qualifying for the World Tag 500. We have a match between them and Las Explosivas on Overclock, and if Shining can't win that match, it'll be the Explosivas as the 6th team.
Let me end my thoughts on this. I'm going to be talking directly to Bia Quinn. Wake up.
Well, everybody, with that said, that is all the time we have for today. As always, I'm your lead analyst, Devil D, here with my commentating partner,
MD Punk.
We're signing off.